One of my favorite parts of summer is my garden, but this year it has been such a struggle. So I wanted to start this video by giving you guys a garden update. We have basil and gomphrena like crazy, but everything else this year kind of flopped. My zinnias needed to be replanted over and over again because I could just tell that they were not healthy and they were not going to throw any healthy blooms, but they have finally started making some blooms. So I'm hoping that I can get a good few months of beautiful zinnia bouquets. And I planted some cosmos. They're on their way. The raised beds have been eaten by birds probably 5 or 6 times. I keep saying it's just a birdhouse at this point. And then the other half of my landscaping fabric got planted this week with more basil and a few flowers I wanted to try out. This is my 4th year having a garden, and every single year I learn valuable lessons about keeping the garden healthy, specific plants, all of those sorts of things. It is such a fun thing to learn for me, and so that is why I love to share it with you guys. We are once again hosting in our home this evening. It is something that my husband and I both love to do. I'm learning to love. He's always loved it. I'm learning to love to host. And something that I've lately found a lot of purpose in. Homes are such a blessing, and to be able to use it as a comfortable place for people to gather and make friends and just be in community with one another is such, I see a lot of value in that, and I'm happy that we can use the blessing that we have and extend it to other people by welcoming them to our home. Lately, as we have been hosting more and more, I have been thinking a lot about the concept, how it has changed parts of motherhood for me, and all of those sorts of things. So I will be sharing more about that on this channel, I am sure, just because it's been something that's been on my mind a lot recently, especially as we host more and more. But I do want to share with you guys this recipe because it was so good and so easy, and especially a good one for a crowd. So you guys know that I love pinch of yum recipes. They are just so good, they're so tasty, and they are not unnecessarily complicated. They are quite simple, and I'm always shocked how simple they are for how good they taste. So this recipe is basically just a burger with some Korean flair and a kimchi bacon jam. So for the burgers, you put the ground beef in a bowl, add some gochujang chili sauce and just some spices, and mix it up like normal and patty the burgers just like normal. I covered this in, I believe, 2 videos ago. We actually bake our burgers when we are making them for a crowd just because it's consistent and easy, and you can get almost all the prep work done before the party starts, which is just makes it so easy. And for the kimchi bacon jam, all it is kimchi, bacon, and brown sugar. And this adds so much to the burgers. It is seriously so tasty. And I just never had a Korean flair type of burger, and everyone loved it. So if you're looking for an easy recipe to host or just to have, I definitely recommend this one from Pinch of Yum. For the side, I just decided to make some homemade French fries with a gochujang mayo sauce. It was really, really simple. We make fries all the time and have a special apparatus to cut them because we make them so frequently. So that was really, really easy. Everyone loved it. And that is just such a win in my book. Not because, obviously, mostly because when people come over, I want them to be able to have a good meal, know that that's going to be taken care of and feel really comfortable and have fun. And so when that is accomplished, it makes me feel really good and definitely fills my cup up as a mom. It gets me social interaction, and I am a capital E extrovert. So that's really important to me. And it just makes me so happy. So that's just one of the ways that hosting has definitely changed motherhood for me. Like any woman, I want to feel confident and smell good. And I've always been searching for a perfume that both makes me smell good and I can feel good about wearing. That is why I am so excited to introduce to you guys the sponsor of this video, Scentbird. Scentbird is an affordable, convenient way to get perfumes and fragrances. And the thing I love about them the most is, one, that it is so easy and it takes the overwhelm out of getting fragrances. I get so overwhelmed when I go to stores, and so I just love that it's simple. And I love that they have a clean line. You can filter through the results online to get only perfumes that are not harmful for your health. From the clean line, I chose the Future Society Solar Canopy, which has notes of bergamot, which is like my favorite scent of all time, pistachio, and pink sugar. I really, really love this scent. I also chose I'm totally gonna butcher the pronunciation, the Les Jardins Retrouve Osmonth Liuan. It smells so good, a little more subtle than the Future Society one, but I love them for different occasions. I think I would wear the Future Society to like the farmer's market, and I would wear this more on a date night. I love that I have options to wear for any type of occasion that is clean and so convenient. If you are interested in trying Scentbird, scan the QR code or use my link in the description below. And with my coupon code SUNNY, you'll get 55% off and free delivery and a free case. So that makes it to where it's just about $8 to get started, which is an absolute steal. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Another thing that has been so impactful on my first year of motherhood is learning a new skill. And this sometimes almost feels selfish to say because obviously sewing is just for me, but learning a new skill and being really, really excited to learn a new skill has definitely taught me a lot of lessons about learning and what it takes to learn a new skill, but it's also taught me a lot about time management because whenever I personally get really excited about something or want to do something, I will find a way to make it work in my schedule. Now, granted, I know that that's really easy to say as a stay-at-home mom of one, but it's taught me that if I value my time and I want to do something, I won't waste my time. I think that so often before, and this is a very recent memory for me, like while I was pregnant, I didn't value my time enough because I just had so much of it that it wasn't anything to be valued. And now that sewing can really only be done during nap times and it's just more limited, I value the times that I have to get the things that are necessary to get done, like the cooking, the cleaning, all those sorts of things, so that I can go work on my hobby that I am really excited about. I know that that probably seems so counterintuitive and is probably really easy for me to say because I do have the blessing of being a stay-at-home mom and only one kid, but as silly and counterintuitive as it sounds, adding more into my schedule made me be way more smart with my time. And so I just truly do get more done now than I did before. They always say busy people get more done, and I don't know that I would even say that I'm busy, but I definitely have learned the sentiment more about that since picking up sewing and having a daughter. All of that talk about the way that my hobby has influenced and impacted my first year of motherhood made me forget to tell you what I was making. So you guys already saw the one banner, and you can probably guess that it is for a couple 1-year-olds that we have in our family. My daughter is about to turn 1, and so is my nephew. We have 2 little babies in our family, very, very close together. And so I made a little gender-neutral bunting to celebrate their birthdays. Even with all of my Xenia woes, we did finally get enough to have an arrangement, and I am so thrilled. It brought me so much joy. It felt way too late to get my first flower arrangement, but I was so happy while picking those zinnias and making that arrangement, and I'm hoping that this is just the start of bountiful blooms in the garden and in my house. As a young homemaker, every lesson I learn from the garden, from sewing, from cooking is so valuable to me, even if it's really, really practical knowledge, like zinnias don't like the roots disturbed, or bigger, larger life lessons I can take with me, like the ones I am learning about the learning process itself. They are so valuable to me. I am learning that homemaking is a learned skill, an extremely important one, and one that takes years and years to hone in and learn how to do. And I don't even know, obviously I don't know. I've only been a homemaker for such a short period of time, but I don't know that you can ever perfect it. There are so many different styles of homemaking and ways to keep your home. And I love learning what works best for me, for our family, for my husband, and finding the rhythms and learning the skills that I need to know from my family specifically. This has brought me so much joy and so much purpose in being a wife and a mom. And so that is why I love to share that with you. I found that pregnant women, when I was pregnant, I found that society doesn't talk about all the joys that can be had with motherhood. It's mostly just you're never going to sleep again, and the negative things that come along with being a parent. And so it is my goal here to share just how joyful this experience has been. And that's not a lie. This experience has been so, so joyful. And so I hope that this is encouraging to new moms, that this season for me and for you can be so incredibly joyful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an amazing summer week.